is a wild, headlong flight into terror.
Johnny, going down the rabbit hole. The rabbit hole. Doesn't that describe someone heading down the path of some conspiracy theory? Yeah, it does, Johnny. It's from that Alice in Wonderland story where Alice, she follows that bloody rabbit and it goes down the rabbit hole and she follows and she finds herself in this bloody strange new world. We here at the Ask Johnny channel, we don't really think we go down rabbit holes. We just tend to look for the truth in what the hell's going on around us. Right, yes.
Deep state and global corporatism and the total hollowing out of American democracy in order to create a globalist new order where none but the most powerful have any sway over process at all.
Well, Johnny, why don't more people seem to want to head down this bloody rabbit hole? Yeah, find out things. Well, you'd think so, Johnny. You'd think that everybody would be bloody interested, but obviously, not enough people are. Now, I don't know whether it's because people just don't give a shit about what's happening around them. You think people are just complacent, Johnny, or they don't give a fuck about what's happening around them? Give a shit about what's happening around them? Or they've been sort of brainwashed through their lives to not worry about that sort of shit out there. That's too much. We've got our own families and jobs and all that to think about, and we leave all that shit to the government. But
this is the spectre of all sorts of ways in which...
In any case, redacting information that would doubtlessly trouble us if we had access to it, spying on the American population en masse, cleansing...
Because over the last century or so, governments have realised that people aren't really awake up to what's going on, and if they move things along sneakily...
Because it seems like there is now a world government, not that it's been elected or anyone's asked for it, not the people, not the sovereign people, but...
You think, Johnny, that society would be much better in itself if some of these bloody rabbit holes were bloody investigated more fully?
No, they're not. They have plans, and ordinary people do not feature in them.
Yeah, they've basically taken the population for granted as a dumb bunch of bastards. Right, yes, of course. Just don't tell them the whole bloody story. But Johnny, aren't these things, these rabbit holes, aren't they just things that people should be interested in anyway? Because, so I reckon, Johnny, people should be paying a bit more attention to what's going on around them. And let me say this, Johnny, I've never seen anyone who decides to go down this rabbit hole bloody trip. I've never seen them start out being sceptical about what they're looking into, and at the end of a year or 6 months or whatever of them looking into it, they've come out the other end and they've said, yeah, everything's fine, or I didn't find anything untoward there. You never bloody see it. You nearly always see them coming out the other end going, how did all... How long has this been going on? That's what normally happens.
No one. Everyone's getting spied on. No one's getting prosecuted. It's called the system.
We should take more interest, and that might bloody switch governments around to do things actually for the people instead of what they fucking reckon.
Requires dominion and sustained sales of military equipment. So it's...
That he did say that, and then they did get hit by a plane a couple of days later. It's unbelievable. It's so crazy. And no one talks about that $1 trillion.
Johnny, oh, come on, man.